Hello YouTube, today I'm here again with my HTC One M8 and I'm here to discuss the battery life on this phone. Now battery life is one area where HTC phones have always struggled. All the flagship phones and the mid-range HTC phones I had in the last few years or so, all have had battery issues. HTC was unable to control the battery life. It used to drain a lot on the standby. People were complaining about battery draining very quickly even through normal usage. But I'm happy to report that on the HTC One M8, finally HTC have come to grips with the battery life. It is extremely good as far as my experience is concerned. I've been very happy with the battery life on the HTC One M8, and it lasts me a day easily, sometimes beyond if I am using the phone moderately and not heavily. Okay, let's get into the phone now. I've been taking screenshots throughout the last few weeks. I've been using the phone just for you guys so that I could give you a clear picture of how the battery life on the M8 is so far. Okay, let's get back into the screenshots. There we go. Just yesterday, that's the latest screenshot I took. The phone lasted me 15 hours and 29 minutes. That included the mobile data mostly on throughout the day, 4G. I also had the Wi-Fi on every now and then, and I was playing with the phone almost throughout the day apart from a few hours, as you can see, when I was sleeping. So 15 hours and 29 minutes of moderate heavy use, and the phone lasted me nearly all day. By the time I finished, it was down to 48% before I put it on charge. Okay, next, 6 hours and 7 minutes. As you can see here, I had the Wi-Fi on throughout the day. I was playing with the phone constantly ever since before 4 p.m. and the phone lasted me for a good 6 hours and 7 minutes with only battery down to 81%. Now that's really impressive. I've never seen an HTC phone with such a heavy use throughout the day for a few hours, and still the battery holds very good. 81% after 6 hours and 7 minutes of usage. That's extremely good. I'm very happy with that. Next on, this was the extreme power saver mode, which I tested. In fact, 2 nights ago I left it on 20 past midnight. I turned the power saver mode on. I'm sorry for the screenshot. As you can see, it says background data restricted. I was unable to capture the battery percentage on the top right hand corner of the phone. I do apologize for that, but please take my word for it. It was at 26% when I was 20 past midnight. When I got up the next day and checked the phone at 20 past 12 in the afternoon, it had only gone down to 24%. So that is a fall of just 2%, which is extremely good. This reminds me of the Sony's stamina mode on my Xperia Z, former Xperia Z, which I used to turn on quite frequently. That was one of the best standby modes I had from any manufacturer, the Sony's stamina mode. It is almost as good as the stamina mode. Stamina mode was still a little better than the HTC's extreme power saver mode, but it's not too bad. I mean, in 12 hours, the phone has gone down only to 2% in extreme power saver mode. Imagine if you were at the end of the day struggling with your battery life. You had only about 26 to 30% battery left. If you were to turn the extreme power saver mode on, that will give you a good few hours before you can start using your phone norm. Even in extreme power saver mode, as you can see, you can still use your phone to make phone calls. You can still use your phone to send text messages, email, calendar, calculator, and this one is exit. So if it's in the extreme power saver mode, you don't have to put it back to normal mode. You can still use the phone as a phone for making phone calls and sending text messages, and the phone should give you a good few hours on that. Okay, so next on, 11 hours and 50 minutes. That's with me using the phone throughout the day. I also had an hour of satellite navigation on. I was driving and I had the phone on, the GPS was on, and I was using Google's sat nav for nearly an hour. And before that, I was using the phone throughout the day. Wi-Fi was frequently on, as you can see. The mobile data was on as well, and the phone was being used heavily. Now, this is very heavy use. I mean, I hardly put the phone down, as you can see from the stats here. The screen was awake, the screen was on throughout the day. And I also ended up using the GPS for Google's satellite navigation. And with extreme heavy use, it nearly lasted me 12 hours. Now this is very, very good. My HTC One M7 from last year with this kind of use wouldn't last me more than 7 hours, seriously. Now this is a big improvement on HTC's part. I really think that they've done a very, very good job in making sure that the phone lasts you a day even with heavy use. Okay, next on 23 hours and 10 minutes 31 seconds. Now this was where I used the phone quite heavily for a few hours and then I left it on standby, and still the phone lasted me throughout the day 23 hours and 10 minutes. Next on 20 hours and 3 minutes with average moderate use. Now this is not heavy use, even though I had my 4G on throughout the day, but I didn't use the phone much. So, and the battery was down to only 67%. Now this is exactly what I said. The phone can even last you beyond a day if you are a moderate user and you do not use the phone much. I don't see any problem for people who are going to be using it for moderate usage. I mean, it can last you 2 days very, very easily. It's not a problem. With heavy moderate use, obviously, it won't last you for more than a day. But with average use, it should last you for over a day with ease. Another stat I took out a few days ago, 17 hours, 26 minutes with average moderate use again, with 4G on throughout the day and screen on, and screen was awake every now and then. So again, 17 hours in moderate usage. That's the Galaxy Note 3's endurance rating on GSM Arena. Okay, again, 19 hours, 26 minutes. Again, heavy to moderate use, I would say. 4G on throughout the day, Wi-Fi on every now and then, and the phone is being constantly used throughout the day. So guys, from here what you can see, the phone, even without the power saver mode on and with the power saver mode on, will last you a day easily. In most instances, as you can see on the screenshots that I took, I had the normal power saver mode on. I prefer leaving it on because it gives me more out of my phone. But even if you leave the phone on standby without the power saver mode on, still the phone has the ability to last you a full day. As you can see from here, 19 hours 26 minutes, and I had no power saver mode on throughout the day. This is extremely good on HTC's part. They've been able to give you a couple of power saver modes, plus even on standby, the Snapdragon 801 is extremely power efficient, and HTC's optimization has obviously helped as well. So guys, there you have it. The battery life on the HTC One M8 is very, very good. If you're due for upgrade or if you're buying the phone SIM free, please do not worry. Just buy the phone with the peace of mind that the battery will last you a full day. If you have any comments, please put them just underneath the video. Ask me anything which you're not too sure of, and if you like the video, please do let me know, and I'll be more than happy to help in whatever issues or problems you have with the HTC One M8. Thanks for watching.